Welcome back to Investing with Confidence, sponsored by Online Trading Academy. An Online Trading Academy on their 25th year, teaching people just like you how to trade and invest in any type of market: stocks, options, futures, forex, cryptocurrency, opportunities for up markets, which, they've came and gone, and now opportunities for down markets. They say the trend is your friend. Follow the trend. If markets are going down, there's strategies to capitalize on that. And Online Trading Academy teaches those techniques and concepts on how to have more opportunities in your accounts. And we have investing classes at our local academies. I teach these. Al teaches these as well. These classes are about 2 hours long, and they're guiding you into how to make smarter investing decisions moving forward. So text the word investing to the number 210-210 for 2 free tickets. Text investing to the number 210-210 for those tickets. Also, when you do that, you're going to receive a quick start kit that will help you get started right away. That also includes some free stuff, Al. Everybody likes a little bit of free stock picks, so don't forget to pick those up when you get set up for this investing class and start that journey today. Now is the best time, especially in these markets, to get started. So, Al, we talked a lot about retirement accounts in that last segment. You really, I would say you probably opened a light for a lot of people, and it's shining on being able to self-direct and having more opportunities with retirement accounts, because markets are, I won't say crashing right now. That's a negative word to say, but they're not going up, right?
Yeah, they're just going a different direction.
Yeah, so you need strategies for this down market. Right. When is that at the bottom? I was actually teaching a class the other day, and they're saying, well, the market's down a little bit. We should be buying now, right? Well, why? Well, it's just down. You have to have a strategy on when to be buying. So right now, is it shorting? I don't know. It depends on what type of time frame that you're looking at. So there are strategies to do that. So now what I want you to talk about is, I kind of brought in the 4-letter F word in that last segment. It was fees. Talk about, real quick, I want to keep this more positive, why they're so detrimental to retirement accounts, and then the easiest way to eliminate them. I know we talked about that a little bit in the last segment, but give people confidence to do that now.
Yeah, 2 things I want to comment on here. First, you just mentioned people thinking that this might be the market bottom. Mm-hmm. Again, that's opinion. That's your opinion. If you're going to be investing and trading based on opinion, you're probably not going to do well. What you need to do is identify facts. What is factually going to move the price of something? When does a trend start? When does it end? Most people can't identify those. That's what our strategy will help you with. Now, as far as fees, everybody is going to be retired at some point in time. We're living longer now, which is a great thing. Bad news is that it still costs money to be alive, and the longer we live, probably the more money we're going to need. So in retirement, think about it. In your retirement accounts, in a 401k, in a 403b, the market still can go 3 different directions. It does. It goes up, it goes down, it goes sideways. In your retirement accounts, unless you have a self-directed account where you're using some of the assets and strategies we talked about, in an employer-sponsored retirement plan, you are only benefiting in one direction, and that's an upward movement in the market. What about the broker, the plan sponsor? They're getting paid fees when the market goes up, they're getting paid fees when the market goes sideways, and they're getting paid fees when the market goes down. They're benefiting all 3 directions. And then think about this. When you retire, and then a lot of advisors will kind of guide you on how to take money out of your retirement accounts. Really, here's the thing you need to know. It's not only you taking money out, but it's your advisor taking money out too. So if you're taking 3, 4, or 5% out every year, so is the broker. So your money is going to be depleted. That pile you have worked so hard for could be depleted
it's
very
like that
quickly.
Snow pile we talk about.
Exactly. Sun shining on a snow pile. It's not good news for the snow pile. If you can self-direct, I think that's really important. And we'll talk about this in these classes. We'll talk about why that's so important and how to do it. But if you do that and you can eliminate fees, and let me just step back for a second. Now, let's just say that you are in your 20s, late 20s, and you're setting up your retirement account. You're going to work until you're 65 or 70. And if you are paying fees of only 2%, that's going to cost you 50 to 75% of what you could have in your retirement account
Missed opportunity.
when you retire. Missed opportunity. It's not only money taken out, but every dollar that's taken out is no longer there compounding. Every dollar that you put into a retirement account when you're in your 20s could end up being $10,000, $20,000 by the time you retire. It's no longer there. It's gone because of those fees. So as soon as possible, maybe look at setting up a self-directed retirement account, maybe a Roth retirement account. And we talk about these things in these classes, but that way you can eliminate those fees. And by the way, the 2% fee that I mentioned, that's on the low side. That's being very conservative. So what if it's closer to 4%? If 2% costs you 50% to 75% of what you could have, just think about the impact of 4 or 5%. So it's really critical not only to eliminate the fees, but use those assets that have leverage, which allow you to have a smaller account controlling a much larger investment. It could be 50 to 1 leverage, 100 to 1 leverage, 20 to 1 leverage. And that's how you grow those assets. But options are a great thing to maybe learn about in retirement. They will provide income for you. They'll provide protection and help you grow your assets. Nothing is guaranteed.
Yeah, we got to make sure we're saying the right things here, Al.
Yeah, you have to put the probabilities, the odds in your favor, and that's what that plan that I talked about in the first segment should do. It should help to put the odds in your favor. You're setting the rules that are more specific and beneficial to you, so that should be the result.
Yeah, you always have some great knowledge and just bringing different concepts to the show here today. And I always pay great attention. And as you were talking in there, I was actually peeking at my phone here, and a Market Watch update came up on my phone. And it said, these 10 stocks in the S&P 500 have lost $4.1 trillion in 2022. And where do you think that money went? A lot of people think, well, maybe that money just disappeared. How the markets work, it's just an exchange of money is all it is. Mm-hmm. From the people that don't know what they're doing to the people that do. So why don't learn what the people that do know what the market, is how they're getting the money? Why don't you learn how they're doing it and essentially do what they do, especially in these down markets? So money is not disappearing in the market. It's just going to in a different account. Learn these techniques and strategies to protect what you have, but also take advantage in these opportunities with down markets, but also eliminate fees by self-directing. Text right now for 2 tickets to get more information on that. Text the word investing to the number 210-210. That's investing to the number 210-210 for 2 tickets to an investing class to learn more about how to make smarter and intelligent investing decisions with those retirement accounts. So, Al, you were kind of talking through a few things there about self-directing, and I was having a conversation, and I actually have several conversations per week on this. A lot of people say, hey, I've always wanted to get in the markets. I want to self-direct, but I don't even know where to start. Mm-hmm. What do you think? We've got about a minute and a half here. What is the best way, or what is the first step to get started to self-direct your own accounts?
Well, the first step, I think, is to come into one of these free classes, and let's talk about that. Everybody has that ability to set up a self-directed IRA. If you leave a job for any reason, that 401k, 403b that you have with your ex-employer, you can rotate that. You can transfer that into a self-directed IRA without a penalty, without taxes being paid. And we can help you to identify how to do that. It's very easy to do. Basically, it's just setting up an account with a broker. Pretty much every broker will let you set up a self-directed retirement account now. Just make sure that they know it. I'm going to self-direct it. There should be no fees involved, and you should have access to many more things than you have access to in your 401k or your 403b. And when you think about it, you're already managing those accounts. You're making the decisions as to what the components are. You're making the decision as to what you might change one component to another component. So you're already directing your money, and actually you're paying a fee to somebody who's not helping you. Well, you can do that in a self-directed IRA too. It's just that you now have many more choices, including the ability to protect your assets. So you do not have to ride, if we're going through a bear market, you should not look at that as being a bad thing. It's just an opportunity in a different direction.
Yep. I think one of the words you said there, it really hits home for a lot of people. People want more choices. They don't want to be forced to do a certain thing. They don't want to be told to do a certain thing. I mean, over the past few years, we're told to do certain things. Nobody wants that. But if you have more choices, that just may give you more opportunities with those finances. And learn how to do that now. It just takes a little bit of time. It takes 2 hours of your time to get started. And that third characteristic, which I think is the most crucial for success in the markets, is you have to be decisive.
Right.
In trading and investing, it's just a click of a button away. You got to be decisive. You have to take those opportunities. Alan, you know the definition of poor? It's actually passing over opportunities regularly. Don't be that person that continues to pass over opportunities. Come to one of these investing classes. I think you're worth it to your finances, or your finances are worth it to you. Text the word investing for 2 free tickets for an investing class locally to the number 210-210. Text the word investing to the number 210-210 for 2 free tickets for an investing class. Al teaches these. I teach these as well. And he always has some good words of wisdom every single week. So here today, let's hear the OTA tip of the week.
Well, you know this, Josh. We often hear people say, I just don't have the time to do this. But, let's be honest. We all make time for what we feel is important in our lives. And often that just becomes what's enjoyable to us. So ask yourself this: is taking a chance to improve your family's financial security worth some effort, a little work, some of your time? For many, the financial markets are the way to find that security, but you're not going to know if it is unless you take the first step. It doesn't have to be a big step. Sometimes the smallest step in the right direction ends up being the biggest step in your life.
You know the best way to complete a marathon, Al? Is that first step. And that first step of that marathon in finances might be an investing class. Text right now. Text the word investing to the number 210-210 and get that first step of your trading and investing or financial marathon. It all depends on where you allocate your time. As always, same time, same place next week. Until then, retire young, my friends.